Hey, all you cool cats, ready for a little fun? That's what I thought. Pop Talk, Scooby-Doo-Wah-Doo-Wah, Pop Talk. The fun never stops, you know, Pop Talk. If you're a nerd or a jock, run, don't just walk. You're ready to rock, you got Pop Talk.
Now, from Funko Hollywood, it's time for Pop Talk.
Hey everybody, Brian Mariotti, CEO of Funko, and welcome to another episode of Pop Talk. Today's guest, actress and comedian Kate Flannery.
What's up?
Most of the world knows her as Meredith Pop from The Office. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so hey, we're hoping to throw some fun, whimsical, odd questions that hopefully you don't get too often. While we're doing that, we're gonna let you build a pop any way you want. You can build it yourself, you can build a creation, but have at it while I ask you these hard-hitting, factual questions.
Fantastic. So I have to walk and chew gum at the same time. You're asking me to build and speak my truth at the same time. Okay.
All right, we're good.
Bring it on.
Hey, we're Funko. We got to start with the first question we throw everybody, the softball. What do you collect? Anything?
I collect vinyl.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have two turntables. I'm trying not to collect turntables, but I have one from 1949. And a lot of the vinyl I've had since I was younger. But yeah, I'm into jazz from the 50s and 60s and old Broadway.
Nice.
Particularly from the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Is it encroaching on your living environment? Is there too many records?
I'm pretty good. I mean, although I think I have too many Fred Astaire jazz collections. Is that possible? I just happen to, yeah.
One thing that's neat about vinyl, as I'm seeing, is the foray into different colored vinyl, and then I guess it's high definition stamped vinyl, which I guess sounds better than regular vinyl too, which is kind of cool. It's definitely having a moment right now.
It's true. I'm definitely not a snob, and I can tell the difference between a laser disc and a vinyl record.
There you go.
Some people can't. Yeah.
It's good. Okay, so Kate.
There she is.
You know what's interesting is we've made I'd say well over 100,000 pops. Do you know why your pop is so special?
Except for is it the pixelation?
Only pop with frontal nudity pixelated.
Wow.
I mean, there's Oscars, there's Emmys, there's Tonys. You've been on Broadway. Yeah, they're okay. They're just an award. But to be popped with frontal nudity, or at least partial frontal nudity, I mean, how do you feel about that?
I feel extremely honored, and my parents are so relieved that The Office was not on HBO, because it would be pixelated. So we all get a break, right? We all get to imagine how good it is. And one thing I love about being a pop, it is an extreme honor, but it's amazing because I lose value if you take me out of my box.
There you go. I love it. I just think it's one of the neatest pops we've ever done. And I remember going through the approvals and going, I think they're going to let us do that? And they're like, they're going to let us do that? I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So definitely the most interesting
awesome.
Office pop that we have. Too.
I'm super honored.
That's great.
And you got the barrettes in Meredith's hair, something people miss. I mean, and the correct sneakers for the Casual Friday ensemble.
There you go.
All perfect, perfection.
Beautiful, beautiful. When you leave this earth, this is what you're going to be remembered by.
You know what? It could be a lot worse. Seriously, this is fantastic. I'm winning, you guys. Seriously, I am really honored. It is amazing, and fans are super excited. I've signed a bunch of these, and I hope to sign more. And even if if you see me at the bus stop, I'll sign your pop. Come on,
love it.
Bring it
I
up.
love it. Did you watch any kind of cartoons when you grew up? What did you pop culture wise? What did you consume when you grew up?
The Flintstones. We had like the little film version of it where you could play. It broke in a month, but we had it. We never got it fixed. That was it. But I remember playing Flintstones. We would take the ladder from our bunk beds and pretend it was like a bus, because with the feet coming out. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? We loved the Looney Tunes, lived for Looney Tunes, lived for all TV. Partridge Family. I was a big Partridge Family fan when I was 6. I got the Partridge Family lunchbox. That was a big deal. I still have it. My dad, it's the only gift I've enjoyed receiving twice. My dad actually wrapped it up and gave it to me like 20 years later because I thought it was lost, and he found it. And I was like, oh my God.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, it's kind of great. It's on top of my fridge.
That was my first childhood crush, Judy Jetson, when the
oh my God, the
Jetsons came in.
Jetsons, come on.
Absolutely.
Eep, op, ork, ah.
That means I love you.
See? Oh my God.
There it is. It's about as geeky as it gets.
I love it. I used to get up super early Saturday mornings. Like I didn't have an alarm. I would get up literally at 7, I wanted to watch Saturday morning cartoons every Saturday, and no one else was up, so I had free range of the TV. I'm one of 7 kids, so that was a big deal. I remember watching Space Ghost and like Rocky and Bullwinkle, and Pink Panther, losing my mind. Like, it was all so good back then.
Perfect segue for this hard-hitting question.
Yes.
While you're partaking in this amazing Saturday morning cartoons, you probably did it with a nice big bowl of sugary cereal. Give me your go-to breakfast cereal as a child.
My main one was Captain Crunch, unless we got King Vitamin, which tasted exactly the same.
Yeah.
Or Freakies, which they tasted the same too.
Freakies.
Great little,
Now you're
little
going
song,
good.
remember?
Those are really good choices, by the way. You told us you're a big vinyl record collector.
Yes.
Favorite song of all time?
Oh my God, it's so hard to pick one. Oh my gosh, I have to pick one. I'm gonna say Hi Ho from Snow White. Nice. I've heard some rockin' versions of it. I know that sounds nuts.
So follow up on that, because obviously that's a passion of yours.
Yes.
What was your first album that you ever bought with your own money?
My God, with my own money. I literally think it was Gypsy, like the Broadway cast of Gypsy with Ethel Merman. I loved Ethel Merman. She was on an episode of Batgirl, which was a show that was starring Marlo Thomas, and they let her sing an entire song. They barely cut away, like stuff they would never do that now. I was mesmerized by her, and my sister bought me tickets to hear her sing. I think I was in 7th grade. I watched Ethel Merman sing with the Philadelphia Orchestra. It was nuts, but I was like, it was my favorite. I think that was like my first like live performance of someone famous.
Very cool. So our Super Bowl of pop culture is Comic-Con. You ever been to a Comic-Con?
I've been to many Comic-Cons.
Okay.
My first Comic-Con was at San Diego because I was working on a Cartoon Network show, so we got to do like a big panel and that was like, I'm so glad that was my first.
Yeah.
But it's not been my last. I've been to a bunch because there's a lot of Office fans that we're somehow in the mix now because it's a lot of pop culture.
Are you brave enough to walk the aisles as you, or do you have to put a paper plate on with a couple eyes cut out? And I mean, have you tried it?
Yes, I have. I'm pretty brave.
Yeah.
I mean, bring on the sweaty, costumed cosplay folks. I'm not afraid of you. You are my people. I understand you.
A lot of Ethel Merman outfits out
right?
there. You see a ton of people
guys,
dressed
I know.
up as Ethel.
But there's so many things that are cool that that I also love.
Kate, if you're a superhero, who would it be?
I'm gonna say Batgirl. She was the one that made the first impression on me, and I guess she was just 14 because she was just a girl. She was amazing. She was a librarian by day, and she was Batgirl by night. She had a motorcycle, which was what was hotter than that?
Yeah.
I mean, the best outfit ever. Purple, gray, lipstick, beautiful. Yeah,
good.
Loved it.
You've done a lot of traveling in
Yes.
your career. What's a place you haven't been to that you'd be dying to go to?
My first choice is 1942, but I don't think that's on the menu. But yeah, I want to, Hawaii. I've never actually been to Hawaii.
Best childhood Christmas gift?
I was obsessed with the show Annie, and my Aunt Kate, whom I'm named after, bought me a book that was a memoir of the making of the Broadway show. I still have the book. And I've also gotten to know the original Annie, Andrew McArdle. She's now like a friend of mine, which is crazy to me. We did a benefit together like 10 years ago, and I kind of lost my mind. It was kind of nuts.
One of the, my favorite Pez, I'm a Pez collector, I've been a
Yes.
Pez collector my entire life. They had an Annie Pez, and very difficult to get.
Wow, yes,
Very
that
difficult
is
to get.
that is
Came,
super.
went, sold out, and hard to get.
Wow.
Yeah, hard to get. So Kate, you got to start making your pop.
I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it.
Choices. While you're doing that, what was the one Halloween outfit you remember as a kid growing up that was like, oh, that one just stuck in my mind?
I was Groucho Marx, and it was the first girl-boy party. Way to go, Kate. Yeah, I had the mustache and the cigar and a bunch of jokes because I was ready. I was ready. I was truly ready.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I've tried to stay away from most typical questions
Okay.
in terms of your profession, but I got to ask, because so many people are huge fans. Who's the funniest person from The Office?
Steve Carell's still he's the funniest. He's the funniest because you never knew what he was going to do. But he didn't tell jokes in between scenes, or in between takes even. Just when we were working together, his mind, we would do a different take, and all of a sudden he'd be doing something completely different than he did before, and equally as brilliant and as wonderful. And I mean, we got to do one scene together that was completely improvised in Moroccan Christmas when Michael Scott drags Meredith into rehab. Literally, that was so fun. Everything he did just surprised and delighted me.
That's good.
Yeah, and I didn't, sometimes I didn't talk a lot, but the hardest part of the job was just don't ruin the take by laughing. Just keep it together. Keep it together. Keep it together.
It was funny. They just watched the Friends, what do you call it? Reunion. Friends reunion,
yes.
right? And
that word's been bandied about.
It is,
around
and I know you
times,
guys
yes,
you got to be coming up for the request for that. It's probably got to be pretty high. They showed one scene of David Schwimmer Ross bringing the couch up the stairs, and it's a funny scene, and I've always remembered it while I was in college. But what they did after that, during the reunion show, is they showed the banter after the scene, and it was funnier than the scene itself. So I just can't even imagine the amount of like laughter and just cracking up just hysterically and trying to get back to actually doing the job.
It's so true. I mean, I give it up for all my friends who do drama, but come on.
Yeah.
Do comedy. It's way more fun.
I mean, you grew up, wanted to be an actress. Anybody that just hooked you, inspired you, just like, I'm going to go down this path. This person's amazing. I want to go down this path.
Well, Carol Burnett, for sure. My aunt sent me a ticket after college to check out Second City because she lived in Chicago. And I found out, I put together everyone that was from Second City that went on to do great. I mean, obviously Catherine O'Hara and, everybody from SNL, Gilda Radner. I mean, there were so many people that night, the first night I went, that like I've known for years and, gotten to work together. I got to study there, got hired by them, got to tour with them. I mean, it's kind of like the first time you get a chance where people say, oh, you're on the right track. So it's kind of a great thing.
Yeah, it's a shame that the majority of our fan base probably doesn't remember how funny Carol Burnett is. I mean, just one of the funniest human beings on the planet. Oh my God, just insane.
I mean, so iconic. Like, and like you didn't want to go out on a Saturday night because you wanted to make sure you were home to watch that. Yeah, it was kind of true. And by the way, Brian, every question you asked me, I feel like I could have answered with 3 answers. I feel like it's just brutal.
Well, so someone asked me what my favorite movie is. I'm like, okay, so there's a lot of ways to answer that question.
Yes.
I mean, I got like, is it because is it when I was at the movie and I saw it at the theater?
Right.
Is it the one I watched the most at home? Is it the one I actually think is the best?
Yes, I know,
like
it's
8 million
tough.
different ways to answer those questions,
No, because it's
right?
true, because I'm a huge Frank Capra fan. Like, It Happened One Night is like, right, I could see that a zillion times and feel all the emotions that you're supposed to feel. And but it's actually a very funny movie too.
Okay, so what motivates you to keep going? I mean, obviously you have a great job, it's a fun job. What's the motivation to keep doing it?
I like the idea of making people feel better. I mean, it's weird. It's a weird thing, but I feel like it's kind of our responsibility. If you're in the zeitgeist and you have the desire to keep doing this business, you need to. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been afforded a great life.
Yeah.
So whatever I can do to pay it back.
It's kind of cool that way. I mean, like Funko, right? I mean, we make products that absolutely nobody needs. I mean, not one thing do we make that anybody actually needs. But then we go to Comic-Cons and you see how important it is and how fun it is and what a sense of community is. It does kind of, it does warm you. It's like I'm doing something, right? And I'm not curing cancer. I'm not doing something that's super important, but I am bringing happiness to people. And I think that's probably a lot to what you do.
It's
When
true.
you make people laugh, I mean, it is awesome.
And when someone says like that their family was going through a tough time and they say that, The Office is the only thing, I mean, I feel like I'm a small part of The Office. I mean, I'm part of an ensemble and I love the idea. Like I never had the heavy lifting, but it does take a whole, and I feel like it's all of us that, and people respond to different things. So no one is told on that show who you're supposed to pay attention to all the time, in a sense. Like other shows are kind of dictated by the camera, like where I always felt like the way The Office is shot, you could miss laughing at something, watch the episode again and go, oh my God, I totally missed that. And then see something new. So I don't know, I think there's the gift of like treating the audience like they're intelligent.
Yeah.
It's kind of a great thing.
It's awesome.
I'm not sure if this Funko Pop is going to treat
Kate,
the audience like they're intelligent.
unveil your creation for us.
Okay, this is Meredith if she was Batgirl, sort of.
And working out.
Right?
With a little Funko dumbbell.
Right?
That's just awesome.
She's just keeping up her cardio.
Good. I had a feeling that the Batgirl,
Right.
inspired everything with the purple cape was going to come true.
Yeah,
So,
you're very psychic, Brian. Seriously,
I know,
well, you
I
are very
mean,
psychic because
yeah.
you're picking up on the zeitgeist of what people really care about, including tiki bars.
absolutely. Tiki bars
But you
is
don't
worth
have to
it.
drink, you guys. You don't have to drink to enjoy
No.
a lovely Funko, really. But it helps.
They're having a moment. Kate Flannery, everybody, thank
you so much, Brian.
for
You're
coming
so
on.
awesome. Thank you,
Absolutely.
guys. Seriously. Thank you, Funko.
Nice, that was awesome.
Sure,
God,
you're so awesome. Thank
oh,
you
it's
so
so
much.
great. That was so cool.